Welcome to the Happiness Alchemy podcast for magical women craving business, life, and spiritual growth. Stay with me to expand and empower yourself to live a life you love. Episode 14, Working with the Magic of the Moon. In today's episode, I go over some magical aspects that you can use to create a full moon ceremony all of your own. If you enjoy this subject, I really encourage you to dive in deeper because I'm really just scratching the surface on this. I also have a guided shamanic energy healing meditation that you can do with the full moon, and that's for free. I'll link to that in the show notes below. It also comes with a PDF of a ceremony that you can go ahead and do. When I say ceremony, I just mean it's a ritual. It's a way to honor yourself, honor the full moon, and work with the beautiful energies that come out of it. The moon has such a close relationship with water, and this is, not really a secret. Have you seen the tides? So much of our body being made up of water, so much of ourselves is affected by the moon. So it's no surprise that things get a little bit wonky and crazy around the full moon. The emotions run really high. It's whenever we are becoming self-aware, we can start to understand that the full moon is not necessarily causing these high emotions and this craziness, but in fact, it's just illuminating what we have pushed down inside of us, what we're ready to release, and in exchange for the gifts that we want to bring forth. So it's really a time where whenever you're self-aware, it's magical. It's a gift. Whenever you are in a place kind of more so of denial and of, I don't want to deal with that stuff, it can be kind of rough, right? So the full moon's a really amazing time to connect in with your intuition, get psychic insight, and make habitual changes that really propel your life forward. You can release a lot of old crap with the full moon. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So again, some of my favorite aspects for working with the full moon. I've been doing full moon rituals pretty well since I've been a teenager, just kind of naturally because my body calls for me to do it. So I have to do it. That's all there is to it. So I want you to craft your own ritual, craft your own ceremony based upon what feels best to you. So I'm going to break it down into a couple of different aspects to include, and then you can choose what feels best for you and how to implement that for yourself. And then I'll share a little bit about the ritual that I have been doing for my entire life. So aspect number one of your full moon magic is intuition and illumination. So keeping your intuition involved in full moon rituals, it is kind of like a no-brainer as you're becoming self-aware. There's no better time of the month to develop and tune into your intuition. It's as though your intuitive antennae are turned on to high. There's a lot of clarity, a lot of brightness here. If you are somewhere in the beginner to intermediate with intuition, right up until advanced, absolutely it's going to be turned up higher. So I recommend using, again, if you're just an intermediate beginner kind of thing, working with oracle cards, guided meditations, shamanic journeys, all of that stuff is absolutely magical during this time. You can also do some journal work. So if you have something you're looking for clarity on, maybe something you've been kind of smashing your head against a wall about, just write down what the question is and breathe into your heart. You can have your palms face up in the moonlight if at all possible, even if you're in a window outdoors, whatever works, right? So here in the cold of winter, I'm not really going outside and getting a lot of moonlight, but I'm still feeling the effects of the moon. Whether it's cloudy and you're inside, the effects of the moon are still there. If you are able to get outside, if it's a bright light and that moonlight is out, even more magical. But work with whatever you've got. So there's no strict rules here. It's all about kind of flowing with what you have to work with and what your intuition is calling you to do. So you can do some journal work, write out the question, take some breaths, connect in. You can focus your attention on your third eye chakra, your brow chakra, right between your eyebrows, and just breathing in there for a moment and just visualizing that moon energy going right into your third eye, providing a lot of clarity so that something that you may have been looking for an answer on before all of a sudden becomes really open and clear. So just breathing into your heart, breathing into your third eye, allowing that moon energy to come through you. As you're doing journaling, you may find that the answers naturally roll out of you. So that's one way to do it. Now, another aspect, so intuition and illumination is a big aspect of this moon. And again, lots of different ways to apply that, but a couple that really work really well: oracle cards, guided meditation, shamanic journeys, and journaling. Amazing for that. It's also a really cool time to talk things through with people if you're able to stay grounded. So if there's something that has not been going amazingly in a relationship, only if you're able to stay totally grounded is it a great time to have a conversation. If your emotions are flying off the handle and their emotions are flying off the handle, take some time first to get grounded and then approach it. Okay, so aspect number 1, intuition and illumination. Aspect number 2 is cleansing. This is so huge, and it applies in a lot of different ways. So I have included 6 different ways that you can work with cleansing during the full moon. It's like a monthly spring cleaning. Like the full moon is just, it's so amazing. Physically, energetically, emotionally, what a cleansing time. So it's really potent. You can do these things anytime in the month, but it's really potent at the full moon. So one way to cleanse is just your physical environment. So cleansing the space that you're in, decluttering, releasing old to make space for the new. Closets are especially really amazing to clean during the full moon, as that actually helps to release emotional debris and energetic debris from you as well as you're clearing out the physical. So closets are really good. Cleaning out your car, cleaning out your purse and your wallet if you want to manifest more money, cleaning out your desk if you want more clarity in business coming through, even electronic decluttering. So like your email inbox, your files, all of those things. You're clearing it out and you're making space for the new that you want to call in. So cleansing number 1, physical environment. Cleansing number 2 is your energetic environment. So that's just, in the same way, same place that you're living physically, but we want to clean the unseen, the subtle energy as well. So using, you can use sage for this. You can diffuse essential oils. You can use, one thing that I've been called to do recently is use a lemon, and you can just use kind of like a half a lemon cut up, and then just cut like an X into it and fill that all up with sea salt, and that's helping to clear the energy too. Or you can just use sea salt and water. Or you can work with archangels to clear the space, use crystals. You could do a really amazing grid with like a selenite, clear quartz, and moonstone. Beautiful this time of month to clear out the energy. So if you wanted to, for example, call in more business, you can spend some time clearing out your wallet, purse, and desk, and then clean the energy of it. And that's really going to help to start to make space for you to magnetize the things that you want. Okay, so cleansing, physical environment, energetic environment. Next up is your physical body. So your body is ready to be cleansed and cleared at the full moon. I know many people that feel called to do like cleanses this time of month, really clean up their diet, things like that. If you feel called to, absolutely do that. Whenever I'm talking about cleansing physically, I'm talking more so about like actually cleaning your body. So Epsom salt baths, being really mindful as you are like showering and bathing, so that you're visualizing all of the energetic debris leaving you as well. So it's although you're cleansing physically, you're helping yourself energetically as well. So Epsom salt baths are great. If you are in a place that you can get in the ocean or natural water, even better. That is amazing. Just it provides such a grounding connection and such a deep connection in with the moon as you do that. If you're doing nothing else at the full moon, just take some time and have a bath and tune into what it is that you need to feel amazing. And if you're not in a place that you can do a bath, a foot bath works just as well, and just really taking some time for yourself. All right, so cleansing your physical environment, your energetic environment, your physical body, now your energy body. So working with energy healing and releasing at the full moon is especially potent, enlightening, empowering. You really never know what's going to come up. So use any type of energy healing modality that you know, or connect with other friends who practice it. If you have a friend that maybe does Reiki or something like that, maybe treat each other. Really beautiful time for this. Also amazing time for guided meditation, shamanic journeys. I recommend doing those every single day. I do them. But at the full moon, they're especially potent. So making sure to choose a really high vibrational one. And again, this is why I offer my my full moon meditation journey for free, because it's a high quality one, so that you can really tune into yourself, allow your intuition to open up, and you can really feel that energy coursing through you. So I've had some really intense energy clearings at the full moon. Actually, I can't remember a time when I didn't have an intense energy clearing at the full moon in the last couple of years. So what's really interesting is, depending on which sign the moon is in, and a pile of other factors, will depend on what specific areas of focus come up. Now, if you want more details on this, I recommend the book Moonology. It is amazing to kind of go in and get a little bit more insight about, depending on where the moon is, depending on what else is going on in the sky, what things are going to be coming up. I like to go into it blind most of the time and just see what comes up, because it's fun. So some of my really intense experiences before, at the full moon in January 2018, and that was the eclipse as well. Part of my ceremony is that I do like kind of a meditation shamanic journey, and I ended up doing a huge, gigantic ancestral clearing of, you know, a lot of past lives and things like that, and it opened me up to an entire different level. It's so interesting whenever you're open, what things can come up. It opened me up to my own gifts even deeper, way deeper. So just be open to what comes up, instead of really trying to control with a strict agenda. So you can have a focus and an intention, and that's amazing. But just be open to allowing whatever wants to come up, because whatever wants to come up is going to be for your highest and best good. Okay, so moving along. So we're cleaning out physically. We are cleaning out energetically. We're cleaning our body physically. We're cleaning our body energetically. And next, number 5 is cleaning our body emotionally. So this is not always the easiest one to do, but this one has a lot of payoff. Forgiveness is especially potent at the full moon. So is there anything you're holding on to really tightly? It's time to release and let that go. Is there anything that's causing a lot of frustration in your life? Just let it go and surrender it. Just see what happens, just as an experiment. You don't have to believe fully that, you know, something will happen, but just experiment with letting it go and leaving this space open to let the universe rush in. Let go of the things that are causing you heaviness. And again, I'm coming back to forgiveness, but forgiveness is huge here. Letting go of any emotions that have been really heavy on you. And this just allows you to come back to your true self. All right, okay, number 6. So the final way for cleansing during the full moon is with fire. So the full moon works really beautifully with a fire ceremony. So a super simple version of this is just write out a list of what no longer serves you, that what you're ready to release, and then in a really safe way, burn the paper. Thank your guides for helping you to release it. Take a few breaths and just kind of like feel the energy pour out of you. Feel the moon coming in and cleansing you. Ask your guides to go ahead and allow that energy to continue releasing in your sleep time. I love doing this trick. I love giving my guides the go ahead to do some healing on me while I'm sleeping. I'll usually wake up pretty sweaty in the morning, but that's just my body detoxing. So that's really fun. So again, quick recap of cleansing. A quick recap actually of the first one. So the first aspect of the ceremony is using your intuition or illumination in some way. The second aspect is cleansing, and so that can be any of the ways I mentioned or all of them. So your physical environment, energetic environment, physical body, energy body, emotional body, and with fire. So the next aspect to creating this ceremony is honoring yourself. So honor what you're feeling pulled to do. Again, do any of these, a combination of them, or do them all together. Everybody is so very unique, as is every full moon. So you might feel called to go out and connect with others, socialize, expand in that sense. You may also feel like retreating, having some quiet time to yourself. It doesn't really matter what you feel like doing. What really matters is that you're honoring yourself and you are supporting yourself. You're going to feel very balanced within the more you're listening to yourself and honoring what it is you're feeling called to do. If you've had a tricky month and maybe you've been pushing some emotions down, you might want to kind of plan ahead and mark some time off around the full moon so that you can have a little bit of a retreat, even if it's just an hour or something like that. Just having some time to yourself. If you're like picking fights with people or on edge, that is sometimes your body's natural defense mechanism, so that it makes all those people go away so that you can have time to yourself. And this especially is true for any women out there where their cycles, their menstrual cycles are synced up so that they come around the full moon. So just keep that in mind. When you're picking fights with people, it's just your body saying, give me some quiet time. All right, so the next aspect is to nurture and celebrate. So it's a perfect time of month to celebrate everything you've accomplished in the last 29 days, everything you've accomplished this year, everything you've accomplished in the last 10 years. There is like celebrate, appreciate yourself. The more you're doing that, the more good you're calling in. Treat yourself to something decadent like a dark chocolate or a face mask, or just enjoying your being, enjoying that time. So my go-to ritual, so I've mentioned all of these different aspects here, and you take what you want from it and go with what feels good for you. But my ritual generally consists of, sometimes I'll go in with an intention if there's something particular that I want to manifest, or if there's something particular that I want to release, I will go in with an intention. And then usually what I do is I'll do some journal work, and then I will do a shamanic journey is what it's been now. Previously it would be a guided meditation I would follow. Usually I'll go in and do a shamanic journey and an energy clearing on myself, and just allow whatever wants to come up to come up. I found this to be hugely amazing for the things that have been coming up for release. I'll do that, and then when I'm kind of like in this super blissful state, that's when I will go ahead and intuitively tune in. So I'll either work with oracle cards, or I will just connect in with my guides now at the relationship that I have with my psychic abilities. That's cool to go ahead and do that. And sometimes I'll still work with oracle cards whenever I want that little bit of just making myself having that confirmation, so that I'll connect in with my guides, get the messages from them, and then do the oracle cards. And then it's just like such a funny thing, because the oracle cards will come up to match the information that came through. It's a great confirmation. And then following that, I will have a bath, an Epsom salt bath usually, and then treat myself to tea or wine, or whatever it is I feel like having at that particular time. And just really kind of bask and enjoy and celebrate all that I have accomplished in the last little while. If it's a particular big energy clearing, I avoid the alcohol. Definitely avoid the alcohol if you're doing a lot of energy work, energy clearing, because that's not going to help your cause. If it is kind of more of a lighter month and there's not a lot of energy healing and releasing to be done, then go ahead and treat yourself to it. All right, so again, if you wanted to access my full moon meditation, shamanic journey, and ceremony PDF, you can head over to happinessalchemy.com and grab your copy there. And I hope you have an amazing full moon. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for listening to the Happiness Alchemy podcast. If you know someone who would resonate with this message, please share this episode with them. Sending so much gratitude. Have an amazing day.